Hi, friends. I'm here with my special guest, Waveman Wilson, and today we're going to be asking him some questions about his music, how he got to where he is today, and what he's got coming up. So, tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you get into music?
Oh, what's up? Um, I started playing music. This is weird to even talk about. I started playing music, I guess, whenever I was like 7 or 8. My grandma bought me an acoustic guitar, like a first act one for Christmas or whatever. And I just like would beat on it. I didn't know what I was doing. I was like August Rush. Uh, my mom swears that I would like start picking up stuff. Like just I would hear like a ringtone or something, and then I would like try to figure it out. Like it was a puzzle to me. And then I started playing guitar a lot more in my church's band whenever I was like 12, I'd say. I don't know.
Mhm.
And I played Christian music for like the first 5, 6 years of my life. I started getting guitar lessons from a dude I went to church with. And I just started going from there. I learned how to play the bass. I learned how to play the ukulele. I was tired. I was in a lot of bands. I played in pop punk bands for like a while. It
How
was
was
just it
that?
was it was cool, dude. Shout out to Chamberlain and Cage. I don't even know what
Shout
it is.
out.
They're called Whatever Happens Happens. We have an EP somewhere if you really want to go find
I'm gonna
it.
find it.
But we did a cover of a Taylor Swift song. I swear to God. I
That's
played bass
awesome.
and I did backup vocals. And I remember I was sick whenever we were in the studio doing backup vocals that day. It was weird. It was a cool studio, but it was just a weird time in my life. It was cool
Yeah,
though.
that's
But
cool.
I played in pop punk bands and I did that cool thing for a while. And then I started trying to get like a rock project together. And every time I tried so hard to get something together, it just failed so bad. So I started
Yeah.
joining other people's projects and continue to play Christian music. And I really wanted to get out of that and like do something else. And I eventually just said, you know what? I don't need anybody else. I'm doing this myself.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So what sort of inspired you? Like, so you said you did like Christian, which I feel like everyone kind of starts in a Christian band somehow.
Whenever
But
you grow up in the area that we did, it's like the only way to get out there and play music because the areas are so small. That's like the only people who are even like remotely interested or like remotely interested in giving people like a budget to learn. It was
yeah,
cool. I will always be appreciative of the church for that reason.
for sure. Yeah. And so you did Christian stuff, you did pop punk stuff, you did rock stuff, like you've done everything. So what sort of made you go into rap?
I have absolutely no idea. I started rapping when I was 16, and the only rapper that I listened to, see, that's a lie. That's a blatant lie. I started rapping whenever I was like 14, but I was awful at it. And like I would just like record stuff in my mom's basement and then go to school and people would make fun of me so bad.
No.
It was I feel like that influenced me more than anything to just get better and like learn about what I'm doing before I just drop stuff. So I was just putting stuff on SoundCloud whenever I was
Yeah.
14, just being absolutely awful, just not
Yeah.
knowing what I'm doing. I
But that's a
having
good though.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's cool because my mom has an iPod Classic with all those songs still on it.
Oh man, I need it. Send it my way.
I don't even know how to like extract files from those, or I might put them out somewhere.
Oh
But
my
they're
gosh.
bad. People in my high school started making fun of me. There was some girl that was in my geometry class. She was new, like super new, and she was like talking to me, and nobody at my high school talked to me. If you were watching this and you went to my high school, yeah, you're probably not watching this. Either that or you're like, man, I wish I would have talked to him more.
Right, right. They're bitter about it now.
I don't even know where I was going with that. Uh, I just like, I think it was the fact that people bullied me, not really bullied me, but just like poked fun at the fact that I wanted to rap and I wanted to do music by myself instead of do it with a group, that made me want to continue to succeed and continue to just do my thing. And then I started, I swear, whenever I turned 16, the day I turned 16, I went to McDonald's in Marietta for an interview. I got the job. I started there and I just saved up all my money. I started going to a local dude who recorded stuff because I was like, I got to start investing in myself if I really want to make this work.
Mm-hmm.
Started going to the local dude for work, and everything was cool for a while. And then we just kind of went our separate ways, and I just kind of started doing shit by myself. And then somebody said, "Hey, you should talk to Briar White." I said, "Who's that?" And I kind of like knew of him, but I didn't really know who he was. I didn't know how to introduce myself. I've always been awkward. I don't know how to just go up to a completely random person and be like, "Hey, so I heard you do this." It's just like, it's weird to me. So I didn't really know how to approach him. And then one of our mutual friends just kind of like got us in contact with each other. He was one of the dudes I used to always play music with. He's like, go with this dude. And he came over to, I went over to Briar's house. Dude came with me and we recorded a record. We recorded literally half of a record in a night. We recorded a Castaway record in one night. It was cool. Yeah, it was pretty much like the night, and then the next day we made revisions, but that's it. Yeah, we did it in a day.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering, like, how did you and Briar meet? Like, because I never have really known that story, but that's cool.
I don't even really know. I always knew of him through his music endeavors, and I was like, damn, I want to be that guy. I want to meet that guy. Let's be friends.
So did you guys go, like, you didn't go to the same school, though?
He went to Parkersburg South, and I went to Williamstown. He was even older than me, but it's funny the way that church musicians know each other. Because Briar did that too.
Yeah.
They just like kind of knew each other through that. And I guess my bandmates also played in projects with Briar.
Mm-hmm.
So they just kind of like introduced me. Everything was cool. Everything was gravy. Briar was cool.
Yeah, that's cool. And you guys have made some sick music. Your High Tides CD literally sits in my CD player in my car. Like nothing ever replaces it. It's like that's the only one that's in there.
I've heard that from a couple people, and that makes my heart so warm. Thank you.
Yeah, I love it.
I feel like actually I told that story wrong. It's not completely wrong, but Briar posted a song, the song Payday. He posted a version on his SoundCloud a long time ago, probably like 2015. And the night of, I said, he like left an open verse on it and put it on SoundCloud. I was like, yo, do you want help? Like, do you want another person on here? I literally wrote the verse that night, recorded a voice memo of myself and sent it to him.
Sick.
And then my dude like linked us up. It was cool.
That's really awesome.
We recorded that song. Yeah. It was pretty awesome.
I love how things just kind of that are meant to be just kind of come together like that. Like you knew it was meant to be.
The universe wanted us to be friends. Really.
For sure.
So another thing I want to ask, like, I know that you've done a lot of cool stuff last year, but kind of with everything that went on, I know a lot of people have mixed feelings, like just about 2020 in general. Do you feel like that everything going on kind of gave you perspective in yourself and kind of helped you grow in a positive way? Or do you feel like you had a lot of setbacks?
Yeah, no, I definitely grew in a positive way. I just stayed in the cut. I literally didn't do anything. And that was like that's my dream. If you truly know me as a person, you know that I don't want to leave my house. I just want to sit here and I want to exist in my space because I put all this money into all these nice things that I have that I want to enjoy in my space. So just let me be in my space forever. So I just kind of like took that time to sit back and reflect and like realize that I have it really nice. There are other people that like really are not thriving and like are going through a shitty time. And I was able to kind of sort of maintain work. I lost my job for a couple months, but like I just like sat there and like started playing guitar again. I was playing with a new band for a while. I bought a bass and like started really playing like stuff in like, I don't know, really weird time signatures, just cool psych rock music. And that honestly just kind of put a fire under my ass to just keep going. And like,
for sure,
it's gonna keep going. It's gonna keep going. It's gonna keep going. We did have setbacks with like I have a song that we have it. I don't even know if I should talk about it.
You can.
We saw this in a movie, and it was supposed to premiere at South by Southwest. And this is before my record came out, period. This is before the other record that it was on came out, period. It was supposed to straight up debut in front of like film critics.
Yeah.
It's just going to be a song like, whoa, what is that? And we had like a whole nice, weird rollout planned, and then South by Southwest got canceled. Damn. And that was like a damper, but it wasn't. Yeah. I mean, I didn't do anything. My song's just in the movie. I was just excited.
For sure.
I saw it still in the movie. I just didn't get to see it then. Right.
Yeah, I remember you posting about that, and I was like so excited for you. I was like, dude, this is so cool. Like, your music is going to be in a movie.
Yeah. It was more of like just a disappointment that it didn't happen then, but it's still happening. It's still happening.
Yeah. So when you feel like you have those setbacks, what are things that you kind of do that you think others could even do to like stay motivated or like maybe re-spark your creativity?
This is such an unpopular opinion, but I completely stopped doing music. I stopped being productive. Whenever I hit those sparks, I stopped making music. I don't touch a thing in my room. I don't play guitar. I don't try to work in anything on Logic. I don't sing other than like for fun.
Yeah.
Like I don't practice vocal runs or anything. Like I just step away. Because sometimes you just need to like live life. You're a person too. You're not just an artist. And that's what I've been learning more lately too. It sucks when everybody just treats you like you're an artist and you're like not a human. But that's something that comes with the job. You like kind of have to like learn to coexist. I hated it. I tried to escape it for so long, but it's just something I love at the same time. It's nice.
Yeah, but you kind of become this alter ego, and like that's who you stay personified as, and
I take a step back from Waveman and I start being Garrett for a minute. That's what I do. I want to regroup.
Yeah,
and it was nice. I did that pretty much the entire time of our quarantine. I got a little jealous that all my friends were being really productive and doing all sorts of cool stuff, and then that kind of like it motivated me more. It's like
for sure.
But I knew at my core, it's like, I'm not ready. But when I'm ready, that's such an awesome thing. Like I just kept it in the back of my head for the time, for when it was when it was time, and it's time.
Yeah, that's such a good mindset to have. Like just knowing, you know what, it's not like my time right now. I need to just step away, because that's kind of the method that I use in a way. Like I'll just completely I'll just go play like Sims or some shit for like 3 or 4 days.
That's my whole album, the Everybody Likes to Die Sometimes album. It's just about escapism. That's all that song's about. That's all that phrase means. It's like everybody likes to get away from being a person sometimes. Everybody likes to die, like just not exist, be away from everybody.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Right.
Yeah. So that's your latest release. Everybody likes to die sometimes.
Yeah.
So I like that symbolism in that, like you just kind of want to get away from who you're personified as, kind of like die off and be like a person. So what inspired? Yeah, I love that. So like aside from that feeling that you're like really personally like dealing with a lot of the time, like what inspired a lot of your songs?
I really got in a mindset like I love pop music. The older you get, if you're listening to this and you don't like pop music, just grow up and accept pop music, because pop music's good.
For real.
But I just started listening to more pop records, and I was like, man, like whenever I was a kid, I looked at Michael Jackson like he was Jesus Christ. Like, oh my God, I would be one of the people, if I saw him in person, I probably would faint.
Yeah,
Like,
same.
all allegations aside, that man is a fucking genius. A
Yeah, he is
genius.
a legend.
I just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
wanted to make pop records. I wanted to do fun stuff with my friends. I
Mhm.
had a bunch of like pre-planned ideas. I went and recorded the album in quarantine. It was safe. I promise you, it was safe. We weren't
I
wearing
believe
masks,
it.
but we were 6 feet away in bro's bedroom. I promise. I was on his bed. He was at his control desk, and we recorded this record. And it was really cool. I had a lot of pre-made beats or beats that I was gonna use, and he's like, "Listen to this. Listen to this. It's the same BPM." And I was like, "Okay." I would just modify it immediately on the spot. Shout out to Ty Rigsby. You are a legend. Shout out to Riggs 740.
Yeah.
You're a legend. He's just as good as Briar in the aspect of making beats. Like,
So
just
that's who produced the album or
most
like
of
helped produce?
he recorded the whole record. Yeah, he like executively produced it all. Yeah,
Cool. Yeah.
I'd say that he did Larry Dickens's record too.
Yeah.
He's a genius. He's seriously so good with it, and he doesn't even have any of his own music out, and most of his music is so good, dude.
Yeah.
Most of the records in the vault are just like next level stuff that people would just, I don't know, their brains would explode. They can't handle it. And I think he knows that. And I think that's why they're in the vault still.
Right. He's like, I gotta wait till everyone's prepared.
And he sent me this snippet the other day of a song we're doing, and it's I can't, I don't even have words. He's
Yeah.
too talented. Shout out to that guy.
Yeah. And
It's
they're like
cool.
their features are really good on this, like on the album. Like
Yeah.
everything that they did, I feel like added so much taste. Like it
Yeah,
was tasty.
it's definitely a different record than what I'm used to making. Like, I was
Hmm.
always focused on like the sheer rapping or like what I'm saying or songs like the themes of the songs mattering. And this time
Yeah.
I just like completely stopped caring. I'm like, all right, I just sent these records over. I'm like, they'll do what they want on these. And it just worked out so perfectly. It was like I
Yeah.
trust people with my records, and I'm usually so stingy, and I'm like, no, you have to talk about this theme, say this. If you say something that I don't like, I'm not gonna use your verse. Or if there's like a part in
Right.
it that I don't like, I'm just gonna like fuck. Like,
But you let go this time and it worked
I
out.
let go
And
and it worked out perfectly.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
good.
it was awesome. It was really
So
fun.
yeah. So what was like, I know that everyone has like little moments that they specifically remember. Do you have like a favorite like kind of moment in writing this album?
Yeah. We were in the studio. We had a show. There's a legendary venue in Huntington, West Virginia called the V Club. And whenever I was living there, I got my first opportunity to play. And it was just a little local show, just a bunch of us rappers. And I think Massing played. Massing's a cool pop band from Huntington. They're cool. Um,
Yeah.
but I got the opportunity to play, and I didn't know who was going to come. Like, I didn't have that many friends in Huntington, but pretty much every single one of my friends showed out. And it was a really, really good time. After the show, I just had some people come over to my house, and we were having some drinks and having fun. And one of my buddies, Rad, the dude is in the song,
Hmm.
he just said to me, he's told me on multiple occasions before, like, I've rapped before, but I'm not going to get back in the studio, man. It's past my time. I'm not doing it. And he
Yeah.
looks at me as soon as we get to my house. He says, "It's time." He said, "Are you ready to make a record?" I'm like, "Oh, what?" So of course I jumped on the opportunity, and I swear to God, on my whole life, this man gets a composition book off my fucking shelf and rips a piece of paper out of the composition book and puts it on the front of it and starts writing it the old fashioned way.
Oh wow.
And he I I wish I still had that somewhere. It'd be worth money one day.
For
But
sure. For
he
sure.
like doesn't even make music, and that was my favorite verse on the record. I think he just
Was
like,
like what he wrote then.
yeah, we had like a really long conversation about a month before that, a couple months before that, and he just like basically told me shit I didn't want to hear. Just
Hmm.
as a brother, shit I didn't want to hear about what I was doing and like
Yeah.
how I needed to straighten up. And that like really is, I still think about it whenever I'm getting down. And he just like really said that shit to me, and I wrote my verse like, let's have fun, let's have a good time, let's do this shit. And
That's good that you have friends like that, man. Like
yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, it's hard to come by a good friend like that who's gonna like put you in your place.
right. And that's how you know he's a true friend. He even told me while he was telling me this, like, you're gonna be so mad at me as soon as I leave. I was like really not in a good headspace for him to be telling me that shit either. But reflecting on it and looking back at it, it was definitely something I needed to hear. So shout out to him. That just like inspired me in a whole different way to like get at this music shit and like keep going and like push at it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I love that. So yeah, that album is sick. My favorite song is Visionary. I just want to let you know. Like I love that.
I'm not gonna lie. If Stevie Nicks sees this, or if Fleetwood Mac sees this, or if anybody from that era, the area of people who could fucking block that song from existing or out there, I didn't get clearance from her for that sample. A lot of people are like, "Oh my God, Stevie Nicks sang on your song," and like, I had so many people Snapchat me about it. She did not sing on my song. I straight up took that from the fucking Fleetwood Mac song.
Yeah,
and saved
I mean, it worked though. You made it work.
Yeah, like, it was cool. I really love it. I love the theme of that song, and I tried to like, I don't know, just do my twist of what Stevie Nicks was trying to say in her version of that song. And I think the song is, I can't remember off the top of my head. Rhiannon, yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah. I think that's it. Yeah, because it's.
Yeah, no, that is. You're right.
Yeah.
I'm fake as fuck.
No, I love it. So, so that was, you had Larry Dickens, Rad, and Riggs on there. Hopefully, at some point, we can get an interview with them and talk to them and whatnot. That would be super sick.
They're all great people.
They deserve it. So, where can people listen and purchase your album?
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
Through me, if you want to call me on my cell phone, 678-999-8212. You can buy it there. No, it's on Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, YouTube. I don't have a website or anything. Like, if you want to buy merch, just hit my DM. I used to have a website. I don't like to maintain it.
Okay, cool. I'll post your links.
CDs. Thank you. I have CDs. I just need to burn them for real. Like, I just, whatever songs you want, just send me a playlist to my DM and I'll autograph it and kiss it with lipstick on if you want to buy one.
Perfect. That's awesome. So I do kind of want to talk about your transition from Wilson Raps to Waveman Wilson, and like your first song as a Waveman Wilson, which is the "Don't Talk to Me, Leave Me Alone" kind of thing. Yeah. So what was the transition from Wilson Raps to Waveman Wilson?
I'm not gonna lie, bro.
I know this is getting deep.
How do I? All right. I'll go ahead and start this by saying there was a group called Waveside that I started, I don't know, a couple years ago. And I just basically, it was a social experiment I wanted to try out. I called a couple of the area's artists that I had seen either making moves or I wanted to see perform a live show, or somebody that was my friend, or just people that I wanted to see succeed in this music shit. I was getting a bunch of show offers. I was getting so many show offers, I literally had to start declining shows so I didn't double book myself and like overextend. So I just thought in the back of my head, well, maybe I can help some of my friends out. So I started this group. Like I said, it was called Waveside. We basically, it was just a fucking group message, basically. Like when somebody was doing something and they needed a critique, like, hey, what's this? Like, what can I do better here? Or what sounds off to you?
Yeah.
And then it was supposed to be like when somebody drops a song, every single person immediately retweet it, immediately quote it, and say that it's fire, even if you don't personally like it. You know what I mean? Like just like as a growth platform, because the algorithms on these social media websites are fucked up. If you don't know about the algorithms on these social media websites being fucked up, you need to go on Google and search exactly what I said.
Yeah.
So that's basically just to like extend our reach, and so more people would see our shit, so that Twitter would like be fooled into thinking that that post was something that was really popping at that specific minute, so that more people would see it, so that more people would listen, so that we would all get more fans. It was just it was just like a little basically tricking the system. That's all it was. We also started doing shows together. That was also part of the plan. Like, fuck yeah, if we're going to be retweeting each other's shit, we might as well be making public appearances together. Fuck yeah, let's increase our outreach, you know what I mean? And it just turned into a battle of the egos. Who can be the bigger artist? And that's never what this shit is about. If that's what this show is about, I would have left every single person in the dirt and Waveside wouldn't exist. You know what I mean? Like, that would never have been a thing. That never would have been even a thought that crossed my brain. But all I wanted, we have so much talent in our area. The Mid-Ohio Valley, Marietta, Parkersburg, Charleston, Huntington. Fucking, there's so much talent, and there's also so much addiction and so much like pain and struggle and hardships that go on in these areas. And it's better to put your effort into something that is actually worth the shit than to put your effort into drugs.
Yeah.
So Waveside is just like that. It was that escape. It's like, let's go for it. Let's fucking go all in and focus solely on this music shit. And let's make a name for ourselves. And we did like 2 damn near sold out shows, 1 sold out show. Fucking, they were all sick and they were all independent, like completely independent. Like we outsourced for the fucking sound system. One of the shows we did, we literally, the fucking venue was set up for church. There were pews. There were pews and a pulpit, and like there was like a whole projector screen, and we had to take all of that down. It took like 3.5 hours. It was just me and 2 other people, and we took all of it down and then had to turn it into a show. We had shit on the walls and like chairs and tables out and like merch places. It was fucking crazy. And just the fact that we could all do that coming together, I don't understand how these people wanted their egos to surpass actual success, and they wanted to like have another setback. But true. To each their own. All I was trying to do is grow. And I had some personal disputes with some of the former members of that group. So I just kind of wanted to not be Wilson Raps anymore, because that was the leader of Waveside. I was talking to somebody who doesn't even care for local music the other day. I've never seen him at a show ever, not one time. And they said, have you ever heard of Wavy Side?
Oh no.
Like, whoa, what the fuck? Holy shit. Like, whoa, like we made that much of a difference. Like, it's just like we had that much of a reach to people who don't even go out there. People still ask me about it all the time. Like, what's Waveside doing? It's like, Waveside doesn't exist, dude. Like, we haven't done, have you seen anybody do anything with each other for a year?
Right.
But I just kind of,
I mean, it really was that impactful. Like, if y'all have never been to a Waveside showcase, like, you really just don't understand. But like, it was,
listen, for one of the shows, we had a person there straight up making the merch as people bought it. Like, somebody says, I want this shirt with this color design and this size. And somebody's like, okay, their Cricut fucking cuts out the design. It gets heat pressed onto the shirt. The heat press breaks halfway through. We have to start ironing on the shirts, and we still sell out of shirts. We had to go to Gabe's in the middle of the show to buy more shirts because we sold out. Oh my gosh. I still have like half the shirts in my closet that we didn't sell. But we were just like turning profits. We gave chains away, like real gold chains.
That's
Like
nuts.
I don't understand how people let their egos surpass actually like making a shit and giving people something to do in this area, but they're the same people and in the same breath that will complain there's nothing to do in this area and about how this
Mhm.
area is so bunk. How are you gonna just shit on it if you're not trying to make this area better and you're not trying to like
Exactly.
you're trying to like just sit around and not
Yeah.
put your imprint in society. So I just like I wanted to disassociate from that and I didn't want to let my ego get the best of me. So I said, fuck that Wilson rap shit. I'll start over.
Yeah.
And here I am. I'm trying to live my life better and better every day. And I try to reflect that in my music as much as possible now.
Yeah.
Whereas the Wilson raps persona was more of just the smoke weed, party,
Mhm. Yeah.
GSI.
For sure. Yeah, I can definitely say like I can sort of see the transition like from
Yeah,
one to the other.
just getting
Um
older.
yeah,
Just
that's
learning
really
to
what it is. You just learn and grow and care
seeing
about
different
different
shit.
things for
Exactly.
sure.
Exactly.
Yeah. And so your first song was Don't Talk to Me, Leave Me Alone. Now, was that like
Yeah.
your
Oh my
first was that like your first actual song? Or like do you have other stuff on
No,
SoundCloud that you released as Waveman or
not not technically. Not technically. I think I dropped an EP on SoundCloud right before I stopped being Wilson Raps, where I just like I name dropped a bunch of people and said a bunch of shit I shouldn't have.
right?
And I did it in a very distasteful way, and the songs were
Mhm.
very good. I was just like, "Fuck it, I'm having fun," and I would like make a song a day and post it, like "fuck it."
Yeah.
And that was when I really decided like fuck it, I'm done being Wilson Raps. And I wrote that song. I guess that was like a Wilson Raps release technically, but
Mhm.
I said fuck it. Like this it was the last song on the record. It was like just the fuck. Like just the ending. Like the fuck this
Yeah.
is over finally.
Yeah.
And that's basically what that was. And I recorded all that shit in Logic by myself, and it's not mastered good. I don't even know how it got through to Apple Music. I have no
Right.
idea how they accepted that artwork. I
There's a
literally,
lot of music
I
though that I feel like is probably way worse that's on there. And I'm like,
I
how
heard
the fuck
something.
did this pass?
Right, I Shazam something the other day from YouTube trying to find like the original song from the sample, and I've heard the worst shit I have ever heard in my whole life. It was like the worst quality ever. It's like somebody literally was speaking into their phone.
Right.
It was so bad, dude. Oh my
Yeah. They definitely don't do like quality checks.
no,
They're
definitely
like,
not.
yeah, let this
I
shit
thought they
through.
did. They like this streaming or the distribution services make it seem like there's like a hefty vetting process, and there is absolutely no vetting process. You can put whatever the
Right.
fuck you want on the internet. That information
Exactly.
as you will.
Yeah. That's so funny. So, do you feel that this, like, you feel better now? I mean, I know that
I
kind of going through that change was probably difficult and like you felt very betrayed and things like that,
it
but
was definitely I definitely felt bitter. I felt bitter
yeah,
for a really long time, and it just like discouraged me. But then at the same time, I was like, "Fuck it, I'm still that dude. I'm still that dude. Nothing changed." Like I
right.
was just trying to put other people in a position to succeed. Like I had no problem succeeding before them. I was just trying to elevate them. I was
For
just trying to
sure.
help. So I just like wrestled with that for a long time. And that sounds like I'm an egotistical bastard, but that's just like it's really how it is.
Yeah. But in a way, I mean, it's like you kind of put them on and
Right.
then they were too good for
I
your
gave some of
small
the
shows or like your
I gave some of those people their first shows, and I swear to God on my life, we booked a couple of events like as just sideshow acts for these main like huge shows. And they didn't like the amount of people that showed up. They traveled all the way to the venue or to the town that the show was in. They waited for me to send them a picture of what the venue looked like. And then they said, I don't like the amount of people that are there. I'm not coming.
oh my gosh.
So 3 people perform whenever there was supposed to be like 8. It was
Yeah.
absolutely bonkers.
I definitely remember that happening.
That was wild. You were definitely at that show. Yeah, that was wild.
Yeah.
I at that point it was just like the synapses clicked in my brain. I was like, this ain't it, Chief.
Yeah.
Chief told
Yeah.
me it wasn't it. So here we are.
I definitely agree with you that would have, I mean, that would have set me off.
It was a rough experience, but I definitely thank you to those people. I feel like they're probably going to watch this. Thank you to those people. You helped turn me into a better person, I think. Like,
yeah.
I think before I speak now, I don't try to act an ass of myself for clout purposes.
Yeah.
Not like I did that before, but somewhat. Like, I'm just trying to grow into the best human I can be instead of just saying I'm trying to grow into the best human I can be. I'm like actually doing it. Like,
yeah, like we're taking steps
trying to be a more positive human, not thinking about the petty shit, but like reflecting on the shit that happened instead.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome.
I've just been trying to get that out in like the best way possible through song, and I'm finally writing some good poetry, and I can't wait to put it out. It's gonna be cool.
That's good. So it sounds like you're coming out with new stuff. So like, what do you kind of have going on for this year? Like your plans, goals, any new collabs?
I want to shoot a music video. I have a buddy that lives in Columbus who is really interested in diving into music videos. That's like his dream. He wants to be a music video director or just a director in general.
Yeah.
And he has a really good eye for art. So we're going to start shooting some stuff together. And I want to do a really cool music video. I have this record that's like, I have 10 songs written at the current moment for it. I didn't think I was going to have that many. I didn't think I had that much to say, but I do. My best friend passed away in May. Rest in peace to Ethan. And it just like fucked me up really bad.
Yeah.
I still don't know how to process it some days. And it's just all about trying to find the best way of talking to myself through my own music. I don't give a fuck about listeners or money or any of the fame shit. Like it's like therapy to me. Like just trying to write it out. Like when people tell you whenever you're pissed off, like just write a letter, it'll make you feel better. I write a letter, but I make it rhyme.
Yeah, for sure.
I just put it to a melody or make it rhyme or anything else. Like I just write my feelings on a piece of paper, and my feelings, I guess, it's just a part of getting older, and it's a part of transitioning, and like the new stuff that I have is just insane. Like lyrically, it's the best music I've ever written. Like just talking about like existentialism and like making a difference in life and like what's actually going on in America today and politics and death and addiction, and I cover all that shit and the bitterness of my past and trying to overcome it, and just like it's like my autobiography almost.
Yeah, that's dope.
It's great. I really can't wait to release it. I have a couple like finishing touches on a couple songs that I want to put. I haven't started recording at all, but I just got all this new equipment and I'm really excited to use it. I also can't wait to I got some instruments. I have like an arsenal now. So I can't wait to put some of my own fucking instrumentation over.
Yeah, that really makes the difference for sure.
Some of these beats, yeah, for sure. I have all the instruments are pretty much set in stone. All the instrumentals, I have this guy that I'm working with. But I'm going to put some of my own guitars and like some of my own pianos and some of my own bass lines behind it and just make it more personal to me.
Nice.
Just kind of like a letter to my past self and like a reminder of like, hey, you said that you were going to change and you said you were going to be a better person, so do it. And like I feel like that's a topic a lot of people can relate to, especially now. Like just
yes,
like learning how to be avidly a better person instead of just like sitting around and like not thinking about things. Like you need to think about them and you need to like process shit and like be a better person and try at least.
For sure. I think a lot of people really right now in this climate are sort of opening their eyes to how to be more empathetic and how to be like just an all around better person, not just for yourself, but for the people around you and things like that. Yeah. Because you affect people's lives, like your energy affects people and like you want to affect everyone in the best way that you can.
Right, exactly. And I want to affect people for as long as I can. So we need to stop using plastic bottles from the grocery store. That's the side note as fuck, but stop buying plastic water bottles and buy a Yeti. And we out here.
Right, for sure.
I watched the David Attenborough documentary earlier this year. It changed my life and fucking like just made me want to be a better person. I guess earlier last year.
Mm-hmm.
It made me want to actually exist whenever my kids have kids instead of our parents.
Yeah, that's something that people don't think about is like, we're not going to live if there's no planet.
People don't think about that as a rap topic either. And here I am. I'm writing songs about that shit.
Yeah, I do. I like that. I like that you bring those like real like life situations and things that are going on. You bring the realness into the music because it's like shit that's important.
I feel like you have to. And that's something that I learned. I used to just talk about how I was the realest motherfucker ever. But there was like no basis. It was like, unless you knew me as a person, there was no basis. So all my friends were like, your music just really fucking hitting, bro. But everybody else is like, what the fuck do you keep talking about how good you are? So it's like kind of, I keep talking to my girlfriend all the time, and I listen to records from famous people who make millions of dollars and have millions of streams. I hear a record and I'm like, man, that's so mediocre. I'm like, I can make a better record than this. And I started telling myself, like a voice came in my head. I don't know if it was like Ethan's ghost or what it was, if it was just like my subconscious, but it said, then fucking do it, pussy. Make a better record than that.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been focused on, like writing the best records I can write, like finding the best way to put the topics I want to talk about without offending anybody, without trying to hate anybody, but just with simply putting it the way it fucking is.
Right, for sure. Sugarcoating without being a complete dick. Yeah.
That's something that you have to do whenever you get older. It's just like a part of it.
Yeah. So do you have I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't say that you're like a super small artist, because to me, you're like, to me, because I'm such a small artist, to me, I'm like, Waveman Wilson, like, but like you're a bigger artist to me.
Listen, think about it. You have way more listeners monthly than I do.
Well, that's just because I get half naked in pictures, so that's why people want to follow me. They're like,
that's not true. Your music also thumps.
I mean, it's all right. Only thanks to Ralph and the people who master my music.
No, but you're out here too. You gotta give credit where credit is due.
True, that's true. But as we'll say smaller named artist, what would you say for other people who are kind of like in our position where they're not really making a name for themselves yet? Like, what would you say to them to keep going, to inspire them?
So in my note section of my phone, I've been outlining a book on this topic exactly.
Fuck yeah, I asked the right question.
I swear to God on my life. Fucking.
He was ready, guys.
Be you.
Yeah.
Be you. Fucking watch and learn before you start doing publicly. Sit in the shadows and work on yourself and your music and your craft as long as you think you need, and maybe even longer than you think you need. Show it to some people. Show it to some people that are close to the industry, the closest people that you know. If you need to send a record to me, send it to me. I have a bunch of my friends send me records all the time. Like, what can I tweak in this? What sounds off in my vocals? Yeah. And I do the same thing. I do the same thing all the fucking time to all sorts of my friends. And it's just like, find people that truly want to watch you grow and don't want to leech off of you, and make relationships with those people and support them and just love them and work on yourself as a human being at the same time. That's the best advice, without going too deep into it. That's the best advice that I could give a human being that wants to.
Because that's a subject we can get really deep into. Like, I have so many things I feel like that I would want to tell other artists. Like, don't do this, don't do this.
Right. I just like putting it the best way possible. Don't release half done music. I've done that in the past. If you
Yeah,
even
same.
halfway don't like something that you put out or are about to put out, don't release it. Just
Yeah.
you got to believe in yourself 100% or not at all. Like it's either 100 or 0. That's how I do everything in my life. So it's like it's become habit for me, honestly, to just like sit on records for years and years and years. All those Die Sometimes records are like 3 years old. I read them in like 2000. Wow, what year is it? Oh my God.
Right.
I wrote them in like
What year is it?
2017
Wait.
or 18.
Oh,
All
wow.
my days blend together since we're in quarantine. I'm always here. So it's like, fuck, what
Same.
the hell is happening?
Like it still feels like 2020 to me,
Bro,
honestly.
me too. Nope.
Yeah.
It's
Like
not
I've been out of
happening.
work since March, so I've been home since
Right.
March.
Right. The only thing that keeps me sane is having a job, and even then I'm scared as fuck going into the
Like
pandemic.
I'm just thinking of the type of person that goes to Olive Garden in general. It's not, and especially going there during a pandemic, like I don't trust you.
I
Sus.
don't trust anybody regardless. So that's just how I think that's just I'm bred different. I don't trust a fucking person. I trust
Yeah.
you. I trust Ralph. I trust Briar. I trust my
Yeah.
roommates and my girlfriend and my dad and my mom. That's it.
Right.
If you didn't
Small
make that
list.
short list. Yeah, if you didn't make that short list for real, like that's it. You're done. There are like a couple
Yeah.
people I didn't name, but I can't.
Yeah, I mean that's the same with me. Like I feel like me and Ralph too. Like we just have like a small circle of people that we really let in. Yeah.
I
And
don't
it's
fuck with anybody.
Yeah.
I don't trust a single soul, so I don't ever leave my home. That was real.
Yeah. That is true though. It's really true.
And it
Oh my
fucking
God.
became more true as soon as quarantine hit. And we recorded that record like before restrictions are like really heavy at all. Like we just like knew coronavirus existed. I didn't know had the implications on fucking anything. I don't even think it existed in West Virginia or Ohio yet.
Yeah.
Like it just like wasn't around like a whole bunch. And I did not know how much that fucking line was going to hit until like a week later, probably. I was like, that's not going to age well.
Yeah.
And then I actually low-key felt bad about that. Everybody likes to die sometimes being called that, even though it's like, it's a metaphor. Like it's,
Yeah.
I didn't mean to do that.
Right.
Instead of fucking dying.
Yeah. Rest in peace to anyone who passed away.
Rest in peace. That was fucked. I didn't mean to speak that into existence. If I did, if I had any more than that.
I swear that's how I feel too, because I feel like it's like as soon as we moved here, shit just hit the fan. And I was like, should we have not moved?
Right. I think about shit like that all the time. It's like,
Yeah, because it's like I moved, and then like 2 months later, my grandpa died, and then a month later, my stepdad died, and then like all my friends' family, like they were dying, and I'm like,
right. I just be seeing it constantly everywhere. It's people are dropping like flies, and it's so sad. And
I know
that's another thing. It's just like reflecting on that and like being grateful for what you have, and just being grateful that you wake up every day.
For sure. Yeah.
I think
I was gonna ask like, what would you like if there's one thing you would want to tell your fans, like what would it be? But I feel like honestly you have said it all, but if you want to say more things, yes,
stop being fucking racist or stop listening.
Yes.
Listen, man, I bet he watches this too. I'm gonna read verbatim a message on Facebook I got earlier.
Let's get into it.
I fucking was talking to dude. He's being racist. He's talking some shit he didn't know what the fuck he was talking about, or was just trying to bait me into arguing with him. Right? Some kid I went to high school with. All right, whatever.
Yeah.
So this man eventually, after 3 hours of an argument, this man says, I hope our country can get back on track one way or the other. I can't stand this division. Maybe we're all playing right into their hands. IDK. It's making us argue when we could probably sit down and make some music together. I like rapping. Used to freestyle all the time with my dudes. Even made some tracks. Don't be like that fucking racist motherfucker.
Don't
Do
be
not
like him.
be like him.
No, for real.
It ruined my whole day. I literally just sat there with my jaw open. I couldn't believe it was real. And then I thought about it today. I was in Williamstown. I was where that dude lives. I fucking was in his city, and I said, "Oh my God, no! I hope I don't see him."
Yeah,
because I will not be good words.
right.
Like, I have nothing good to say to him. I unfriended him. I couldn't do it. I can't do the toxicity on Facebook. I don't be on there unless I have something to say about racists or unless I'm bored as hell.
Right. Yeah.
That's it.
Unfortunately, I'm always on Facebook arguing with racists. My thing is, though, in music, like, I wish that musicians would stop saying you can't have, like, you shouldn't be taking a stand in something in your music. Because I hear that a lot. Like, why don't you just be neutral? Like, it's not your place or your platform to have, like, an opinion about this thing. Like, you're a musician, not a politician.
Me and Briar have got into plenty of arguments with this dude that, man, we've went at it with him.
I feel like I might know.
No, you do. You know exactly what the fuck we're talking about. We've went at him forever. He just keeps saying, why are you trying to spew your political beliefs online when your music is so fucking good? It could actually make a difference somewhere if you weren't doing that. And it's like, dog, I don't want my music to blow up. Fuck you.
Right. Yeah. Like, it is so dumb. Like, okay, yeah, maybe we're not politicians, but we're like American citizens. Like, we're able to have opinions.
Especially as musicians. Like, as an average Joe, I know a lot of people who are just average Joes not speaking a word about what's going on Facebook, and I can see how they're not in the wrong for not doing that because who are they speaking to? Who are they preaching? What's their platform really? They don't have a higher platform than just like their personal opinion, and they just like to keep that shit off of Facebook, and that's like awesome. I love that more than anything, truthfully. Because if I meet somebody and don't know anything about him, it's like I'm gonna probably like you more. Yeah. But anyway.
Yeah, we were talking about having a stance in music, and how it is really important, even if you're not like a super smart politician. Like, I think that it's really important that you take a stand for something and use your platform to speak on that.
Right. If you have a platform, period, I feel like, especially if you're a rapper, especially if you're white, you should absolutely talk about what the fuck is going on. Because if your opinion is anything else than wrong, then you're out. You need to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, for sure.
This is a genre that was pioneered by black people. How in the fuck are you going to disrespect black people in the same fucking breath?
In the same breath, yeah.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up.
Yeah.
So just like the people that are being racist or people that are racists, fucking don't listen to my music. Don't come near me because I will fucking put my crock down your throat. It sounds fucking that intimidating. But
honestly, I don't think I would want that.
Nobody wants this croc action.
No one. You don't want it, Boo.
No.
Yeah. So, message of the day: stop being a fucking racist and start taking a stand for something important. Because, your opinion is important. Your opinion is super important. Like, and especially like you said, if you're a white person and you can make a stance in like defending black people and like their position in America, like that's important.
If you can speak out, period, you should.
Exactly.
Especially if you have a platform.
Well,
and it doesn't always have to be like publicly speaking out. It's just like if you see somebody that you know or are close to that's fucking up, tell them that they're fucking up. And if they have a problem with it, then they either need to get their act straight or you need to exit yourself from the situation.
For sure. And you can do so many little things too. Like if you're in the store, watch your black friends. Like make sure that they're okay. Like don't let people be like watching them like they're stealing or some shit, because that happens here a lot. Like where I'll see like people get their receipts checked, but it's like only the black people. And I'm like, I've got
How
like
do they get by with
100
that?
fucking things. It's stupid. And I'll just sit there and I'll be like, I'm making sure. I'm making sure.
It blows my mind. And whenever I
It's
lived
so
in Huntington,
dumb.
I caught it happening a lot, but everybody's shady in Huntington, so they have to do that shit.
What's crazy is I thought moving to LA that the racism wouldn't be as prominent, but man, like it is. It really is.
I've heard stories. I have a couple friends who live out there, and they've told me crazy stories.
We've got those Beverly Hill Karens out here.
Bro, I have no idea how those people exist. How do you live in the most progressive city in America and you're still a fucking Karen?
Yeah.
And
I think they just resent so much because it's kind of the small town mindset in a way where like you don't want to leave your town that you grew up in. So they're just like kind of here and they don't want to leave, but they fucking hate it.
God, that's dumb.
Yeah.
LA has always been, I don't know.
LA is
I can't
crazy.
wait to come there. I've never fucking traveled that far west. I can't wait.
I want you to come to LA so we can collab and make a fucking video.
Coming out there.
Yeah,
that'll be sick. Yeah, I'm definitely down with that.
Because I literally have so many projects that I could just put you on that are like rap type shit, and like I don't know what to do with them. So
send some over. Let's get something done.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Well, I guess we'll wrap this up. We've talked about like so much important shit and yeah, bunch of shit. So, people who are watching, I'm going to link all of Waveman Wilson's work below. You can check out his social media. You can check out his music.
If you want to listen to my old music, Wilson Raps is what it's how it sounds. Cool. I don't promote any of that old shit, and I will never release another record under Wilson Raps. It's deaded. It's done.
It's done.
If you want to listen to it, it's in the archives forever, as long as I keep paying for my distribution.
Right. Or cool. Well, thanks for coming on. And again, anybody send them my way if they want an interview because I'm into this shit.
Absolutely. I definitely will. You deserve it.
Give my love to Alex.
I will, for sure.
Peace.
Bye.